San Antonio, Texas. Texas takes another L yet again. I don't know what's wrong with my state. We are producing so many stories, I'm losing track. But what these people did is depraved. I think that's the right word. Depraved. These individuals, sick folks. I think life in prison would actually be a perfect sentence for them. But let me tell y'all what they did first. But I got to warn you, you're going to hear some things. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Yeah, shout out to my people in DFW. If you out here with me, shout out to y'all. But this one is going to be taking the L for San Antonio specifically because I think y'all have had about 3 stories this month already. But let me warn you guys. These are alleged parents. They look crazy, and they're going to sound even crazier when I show you guys the video. Matter of fact, is there another video? I think I might have one more. Let me make sure I didn't miss one. I think I got them all. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's go with what we have. So the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is calling a case infuriating and sickening after a young girl was allegedly sexually assaulted over a period of years by her own parents. Years. How they even got to that point to even be able to do that is going to turn your stomach. So pause if you guys are eating. If you got kids in the room, you might want to brace yourselves. 39-year-old Christopher Tomley, whatever his damn name is, I don't care to pronounce it correctly, okay? This fool on the left-hand side of the screen, he demanded a wheelchair, medication, and a spinal cord stimulation remote control following his arrest on Wednesday. He is facing charges of continuous sexual abuse of a child. Can we get a hashtag pedos? I don't know what to call them. Thug pedos, I guess. His wife, 32-year-old Ashley Tomley, whatever it is, also was arrested on child endangerment charges. I think both of them need to be charged exactly equally. They need to, whatever the sentence is, if he gets 50 years, 100 years, she needs to get the same thing too. According to deputies, the parents reported their 13-year-old daughter missing on Tuesday. Officials received a call from staff at an Amazon building about a child crossing a street alone. Deputies were able to locate the girl and said that she was scared, angry, and appeared to look much younger, with some even mistaking her for a toddler. Okay? The sheriff says that she was homeschooled and recently made an outcry describing abuse that took place on a regular basis over the past 4 to 6 years, and some of it they have on videotape. Ladies and gentlemen, the information is about to get worse. Thug pedo. Hashtag thug pedos. The big break came when deputies seized. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, I'm getting this from foxsanantonio.com. So thank you guys for the article. The big break came when deputies seized camera and computer equipment, which they claim showed the parents pouring cough syrup into a milkshake to knock her out and abuse her, to knock the girl unconscious. Hopefully y'all catch that because I do not want to repeat that. Hashtag Gen Pop. Both of them need to be in general population. During this video that we saw, Christopher actually commented, "Well, shoot, we forgot the oxycodone." So that tells me that this was not only that this was not. Hold on, let me read this again. So that tells me that not only was this half bottle of cough suppressant on this tiny little body enough for these depraved maniacs that were lamenting the fact that they had forgot the other prescription medication that they were going to give her as part of this cocktail. Sorry, they wrote that in a way I couldn't really read it. So I apologize. The girl is now in state care while her parents sit in jail. They need to be sitting in hell rather than jail. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Now, in general, I know a lot of us like to be informed about these stories. We really want to kind of know a lot of the details. But because this child suffered in this way, this child is still alive, and some of the details might actually pinpoint to who this child actually is. They redacted a lot of this information. So some of the stuff, as far as the age, maybe the race, we do know it's a female. It was a girl. That's the only thing we know. But we'll just have to respect that privacy for whatever reason, that I'm sure it's for a reason, okay? So here we go.
We begin tonight with a case the Bexar County Sheriff is calling infuriating, sickening, and beyond comprehension. Thank you for joining us for News 4 San Antonio at 5. I'm Robert Price. A young girl says she was sexually abused over a period of years. Now 2 people have been arrested, her own parents. They were marched in front of our cameras late this afternoon.
That hurt bad.
That's 39-year-old Christopher Tomley demanding a wheelchair, medication, and a spinal cord stimulation remote control. He's facing charges of continuous sexual abuse of a child. His wife, 32-year-old Ashley Tomley, arrested on a charge of child endangerment. The victim in this case, their 13-year-old daughter. Christopher Tomley were marched in front of our camera.
So there you go, 13-year-old daughter. So we don't have the face or the name because that would obviously give away the victim. So we don't want to do that. 13 years old. 6 years. She had been dealing with this for 6 years. That absolutely makes them pedophiles. Both of them.
It was late this afternoon.
Pedophiles and hebophiles. Actually, can y'all type in hashtag pedos to hebos? Y'all know what a hebophile is? It's once the child becomes pubescent, then at that point it's not considered to be a pedophile anymore. It's considered to be a hebophile, with that child still being underage, under the age of being grown and sanctioned to be able to take care of themselves. Pedos to hebos. Thank you, Denali. Pedos to hebos.
That hurt bad.
That's 39-year-old Christopher Tomley demanding a wheelchair, medication, and a spinal cord stimulation remote control. He's facing charges of continuous sexual abuse of a child. His wife, 32-year-old Ashley Tomley, arrested on a charge of child endangerment. The victim in this case, their 13-year-old daughter. The sheriff says she was homeschooled and recently made an outcry describing abuse that took place on a regular basis over the past 4 to 6 years. Some of it recorded. The big break came when deputies seized surveillance camera and computer equipment from the home, which they claim showed the parents pouring cough syrup into a milkshake to knock her out and abuse her.
During this video that we saw, Christopher actually commented, well, shoot, we forgot the oxycodone. And so that tells me that not only was this half a bottle of really strong cough suppressant on this tiny little body enough for these depraved maniacs, they were lamenting the fact that they forgot the other prescription medication that they were going to give her as part of this cocktail.
Salazar says the girl may have been 13 years old, but she appeared much smaller, much younger, with some even mistaking her for a toddler. She's now in state care while her parents sit in jail.
How do you even wrap your mind around that? Ladies and gentlemen, let's think about this for a minute. How small would a 13-year-old girl have to be in order to be mistaken for a toddler who would roughly be about the age of 2 to 3 years old? They saw this child in the street trying to cross the street. They thought it could have been a little child, a toddler. This girl was 13 years old. Maybe short, thin. I'm assuming probably was starved a bit, maybe. But do you know how small a toddler is? And then you could just look at it in their faces. Just some people don't deserve to have any more oxygen going in and out of their lungs. I think that is these kind of people. Something is clearly wrong with them. And I just think that society needs to wash its hands with these two people. Don't feel bad for them. Don't get them a mental evaluation. Just get them and fast track them to Satan as quickly as possible. Let me know if you agree with what I just said, okay? Because I think that's the only proper response. But keep that child in your prayers. The child is still alive, but who knows how that's going to turn out. Just keep that baby in your prayers. To hell with these people. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I'm DJ Just J AFC Podcast. We're going to continue to put our babies first. Get rid of people like this out of our society, okay? Thank you.